What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not
Now
another damn
another
pod
damn podcast.
presented by
Our
our
damn
so
deals.
so 375.
Yeah, 375.
375. I almost went into the radio station number after that. 375-9248. I almost went into it. That's my radio, the radio, that was Oz radio kicking in right there for us. That was what that was. But
My face, I'm late.
so 375 though, yes. So getting up there. What's good? What's good? How the hell are you, kid?
Tired.
Let's talk a little bit about your journey before we get into it.
So, as I previously stated last week, I had just got in from Martha's Vineyard. Ting. But what you guys didn't know, because I didn't broadcast until after the fact, I always do that, is I had to immediately drive to Springfield for work after we recorded. So for 2 weeks, I was basically gone from my house for 2 weeks.
And literally, like, you popped in really just to do the podcast because y'all had just got home like not too long before.
Yeah, I had repacked my suitcase.
Yeah.
That was it.
And did the podcast and then probably within an hour after we finished, you were on the road.
Right, I was on the road.
Yeah.
And what this lesson has taught me is that I'm not built for like on the road life. I'm not built for living out my suitcase.
On the road again.
Like I was like, I don't like this at all. I don't like not being home. Like not being home for 2 weeks.
Shout out to all my WWE superstars because that's how they live, basically out of suit.
I can't. I tip my hat to people. I definitely tip my hat if you are a person who has to be on the road and have to be away from your family for extended periods of time.
Or people like if you're just a performer in general, you go on tour, you're gonna be on the road.
Yeah, I just couldn't do it.
Months at a time.
I'm like, this is not it. Like the kids, like, mommy, we're gonna miss you, mommy. I want to miss you. And then Marcus was a super dad for the week, he said, because he had to be with the kids all week. Like, yep, I come home Friday. It's you all week with the kids. And surprisingly, my house was in order when I came home. Yay! That's the thing I was looking for. Okay, I was like, I'm away for a whole week.
House is still standing.
I was like, what am I going to walk into? Is it just going to be chaos when I walk in?
I'm sure it was a little bit of chaos, but that's nothing.
Well, laundry. It was just laundry that needed to be done, but that's, laundry is laundry. It's not that bad. But like no dirty dishes in the sink, no just shit everywhere. The kids' rooms were actually semi-clean. I'm like, oh. Like, okay. Like I walked in the kids' room, like, okay, they kept their rooms clean. Okay. Very good. So, and then this is all the week before the kids start school, because the kids start back to school. By the time you guys hear, they start school that Monday, which is
Monday. CPS begins Monday.
So in the midst of all this, it's like after doing vacation and doing work and then preparing for school, it's like, this is my plate. My plate is starting to get a little full. So I'm trying to find ways to just don't stress. Don't stress. You can't do that because
these are the we're not quite in the dog days of summer yet. I think that's probably early September, I would say.
Yeah, like about
close though,
maybe like around
after Labor Day, I'll say it's
I would say around that time, like the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, you start feeling like, okay, summer is winding. It's really winding.
Yeah. So we are wrapping up right now. I finally saw some Halloween stuff yesterday. Like y'all late. Usually they would have been had that out like the first week of August. I finally saw, was I at Walgreens, I think, or Jewel, I forget where I was at, but I finally saw some Halloween stuff. I'm like, y'all late to the party. Hey, what happened? It's like maybe they were in DNC mode, so like they were getting past that. Now they start putting the Halloween stuff up. They remove all the red, white, and blue stuff and replace it with orange and black stuff. Now they had to get that out the way, I guess. But let's talk about the DNC since I'm there now. Yeah,
Yeah.
DNC huge in Chicago.
Happened in Chicago from the 19th to the 22nd.
First time in almost 30 years. So
Mhm.
last time the last DNC it was Chicago was 96.
96, yeah.
Of Bill Clinton, Bob Dole, that election,
Mhm.
Clinton's second term he was going for. Yeah,
Right.
that was the last time. I remember because I was like just starting it with my first year in radio.
Mhm.
And I had no connections or nothing then. And I saw that some of the upperclassmen, I guess some of the experienced Kennedy King students, they were broadcasting from the DNC, like, yeah.
Mhm.
Cause like, and not me, I didn't know who to talk to or not. I probably didn't even know who was in charge of the radio station then. Shout out James Kelly and Reggie Miles. It's like I probably hadn't met either of them yet. Kevin
You
Brown.
were just trying to
I
steal
didn't
your
meet
way
none of them
through.
cats at that time. Like, cause that was like probably my first week. I probably was just starting. It's like around
Right.
DNC. Like, or I think I even started that following week. Like, yeah, my first class. It's like how the CPS is starting now. I think it was the
Yeah.
DNC, and then the class started the next week or something like that. But I knew nobody. I was like, I'll be part of that. It's like, because I was listening on this, once I signed up to Kennedy King, I listened to that radio station a lot because I knew, like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is my career path.
Right, that's what I want to do.
So I want
Right.
to know this station like inside out. I probably stopped listening to like the other, like GCI and 106 or whatever. I listened like
Mhm.
exclusively to KKC probably that first 3 or 4 months. I was like, okay, I want to just learn this station in and out. Yeah. And I
Mhm.
did hear him broadcasting from the DNC. I thought that was cool.
Mhm.
I was like, as college students, especially, I was like, oh, that's cool as hell. Like, I'd like to do that.
Yeah, that's
But
a great thing to put on your
since I
resume.
since I'm technically just starting, like I know I'm
Mhm.
not even thought of. It's like one part of that. And this time, I just with so much going on, I had the opposite problem. I just forgot to like get in
Commit.
on it.
Yeah,
And by the
forgive
time
you.
I realized, right, the DNC is in Chicago this year. Like, let me check out the press
Check out the,
situation. The
yeah.
press situation is like, yeah, I had missed the deadline, unfortunately. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah, we were out of town. Well, I was out of town, so
yeah.
yeah.
But a lot went on with the
Mhm.
DNC. It's I want to talk about where we start. I know where I want to start. Let's talk.
Where would you like to start?
Before we talk about who was at the DNC, let's
Who
talk
is
about who
not?
was not at the DNC. Let's talk
I'll
that.
give you a clue.
Exactly, yeah. I guess because we in Chicago, so this ain't Texas, so she ain't gonna
No more
hold them.
holding.
So she laid her cards down, down, down,
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Yeah, this ain't Texas, so she didn't make it. We talking about, of course, Queen Beyonce Knowles, Carter,
Beyonce
whatever you want to
Giselle
call her.
Knowles
Yeah,
Carter.
whatever the hell you want to call her, Beyonce. Yeah.
Because I have several friends who are part of the Beehive, who are card carrying Beehive members. A few of my friends are.
I gotta
And
pull it up. I'm gonna pull up the screenshot because go ahead,
and,
you continue as I do this.
and they were hot. Like their post, like they did the they did the Troy from Wayne to Hill. You raggedy bitch. You know, he was cursing out Lethal Shot. Raggedy bitch, you told me that she was gonna be here.
Yeah.
TMZ.
I
And
saw
that was
saying I
TMZ
screenshot
about
it in
that
case,
jam.
like, because stuff lasts on the internet forever. In case they tried to like
Scrub
hide
it
the
off.
evidence. I said, nah, we screenshotting this on me. Because they say take the article down, but the screenshot is gonna live forever. I sent this to you, like, because I had
Text it to the group text. Yeah, you texted to
yeah,
the group
I was like,
text. You
I
did.
knew it, yeah, because I said because like we're gonna break this down a little bit more, but yeah, that's straight from TMZ.com right here. This is it right here. Beyonce performing at the DNC's final night. Yeah. Like, this is like the screenshot that I say. Yeah. So there that is. It's like, but so as the night kept going on, everybody was like, yeah, where's Beyonce? Where's Beyonce? Like the anticipation was building and all of that. And there was another rumor that was out there that because they had opened up Soldier Field for, like, I guess as a viewing party, but like, everybody
Mhm.
couldn't fit in the United Center. It's like
Right.
it's big, but it ain't that big. It's like,
Yeah, so
it's
you
like
know about 30,000,
something like,
maybe.
yeah, with all the floors, like, yeah,
I
you
think the
probably
floor
get
was
like
about
between
30,000.
25 and 30 in there, let's say, yeah,
Yeah.
something like
Mhm.
that, yeah. So they'd open up Soldier Field as like a viewing party area. And then, so the rumor has it is okay, like Beyonce is gonna be there. And she's not just gonna be alone. We combine and like, yeah, like the Captain Power, we combine and like Thanos with the stones. It's like we're gonna combine the Beehive with the Swifties. There was a rumor that Taylor Swift was coming too, like and her and Beyonce were gonna appear at Soldier Field together. I don't think that made it to TMZ, but like that's what's going on the streets.
Bruh.
That's what they're talking about. It's like Beyonce and Taylor Swift, they're gonna be at Soldier Field. It's like they're gonna
Nobody would
pop
take
up.
any bathroom breaks if that was the case.
Right. With the
They said
Beehives and the
Swifties wore diapers.
Swifties
They
combined,
said
it's like,
Swifties
yeah.
wore diapers to not so they wouldn't miss Taylor Swift's concert. I'm like, damn, that's
Oh yeah,
serious.
they were seriously wearing diapers, yeah, for the Eras tour, whatever it was called. I think
That's if you can't even go piss, like that's serious right
that's
there.
why I say the Swifties got the Beehive beat and shit. Because like, I don't know if Beehive's gonna wear diapers.
Well, the Beehive, they was drinking lemonade and honey, for
Oh
Beyonce.
yeah, the lemonade diet. They really were on that. They really were on that lemonade diet. Yeah.
Beyonce said, "Don't eat."
Cayenne pepper diet. That
Beyonce said, "Don't eat." I'm not going to eat.
but, yeah. But of course, no Beyonce. It's like because then even when Kamala came out, that should have been known. It's like, okay, Beyonce's not coming. Because then people are like, well, she's gonna come out after the speech. And no, she's not. Like
No,
if
she's
she didn't
not.
come out before the vice
Why would she come
president,
out after
she's
the
not
speech?
gonna
That
come
makes
out.
no
It's like
sense.
to close out the show, like they're gonna play Victory and then Beyonce gonna come out and like see or not Victory, Freedom. I think it's like that's her song, Freedom.
Yeah,
So,
Freedom.
yeah, Freedom. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. They're gonna play Freedom, then she's gonna walk out and sing Freedom. Y'all just making up shit. Like none of it. They said that was gonna happen.
Then somebody wrote, they're like, I saw Beyonce and Jay-Z on Rush Street. No, you didn't.
Yeah, people said they were in town. Beyonce's plane just landed in Chicago. Like, no, she was never in Chicago. It's like,
If you got to know Rush Street is the Gold Coast. So that's where like all like the fancy shops are. So you'll see like Louis Vuitton up there,
Yeah.
like all like those shops like that are up there on Rush Street.
that's what people like, especially people like Ric Flair used to drop that back in the day. He probably really hung out on Rush Street knowing him. Because like, like he would name drop and say, yeah, and when I was on Rush Street, limousine ride, he dropped whenever he's in Chicago, he mentioned Rush Street. Yeah. I don't know if he actually hung out there, if he just knew that was a ritzy area. So he added that to his promo for his character. Hanging out on Rush Street, limousine riding.
The area where you have to need an appointment to go into these stores. Like you just can't walk in. They're like, nope, where's your appointment? You need an appointment.
I remember when I was a kid watching Ric Flair on TV. I remember hearing him talking about Rush Street. So then the kids be like, we want to go up there. Like, is he really let's go to Rush Street and catch the train and try to go up there and meet Ric Flair.
So like I said, as we see that promo has always been around from like celebrities. I said now we just have Instagram, so it's like more instant now because you have it on social media. But back then we would see a commercial from our favorite celebrity, and we're like, "Oh, they went to Fogo de Chao. I want to go here. They went to this. I want to go here."
Facts.
But now it's like you see it on social media for the kids, so
yeah,
it's the same thing though. But that just made me laugh. They were on Rush Street. No, they weren't. They weren't on Rush Street. Post a video.
I mean, I believe ain't Gibson's on Rush Street. I think it is. I think Gibson's.
It might be.
I think it is.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm picturing there. I think Gibson's is on Rush Street. Mm-hmm. So like I said, the ritzy area. So, yeah.
Like all that stuff over there is the high end stuff in Chicago that you're going to see.
I want to say Gibson Steakhouse is on Rush Street if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah. Yeah.
Amen.
But, Beyonce was never here. Jay-Z was never here. People swear that they played and landed. Like people just spread misinformation. I had so much I don't want to out people. I had so much misinformation on my timeline. Like it was so much. Their plane just landed. Oh, she's definitely performing, y'all.
They owe me a concert. People like, they owe me. Like the Beehive, they were pissed. Like people on my timeline, they were so mad. Like, I'm waiting for Beyonce, waiting. How could you lie to me? How could you lie? You lied. So
rumor has it now is like it was more to that, more than meets the eye. That story's like a transformer. It's more than meets the eye. They saying that the DNC leaked that out on purpose to get more eyeballs on that because they want to guarantee, okay, like we want to make sure everybody sees like this Kamala speech. So what's the best way to do that? let's say Beyonce is gonna be there, you know, everybody's gonna watch. Now it's like they wanted to ensure they had a big audience watching. So like that's the rumor that's out there now that they leaked that on purpose
Well,
to like ensure that okay, people that were like kind of like I'll catch it is like now Beyonce, oh, I'm definitely watching. It went from that it's like to like I'll catch you, I'll check it out like till I'm definitely watching. Like Beyonce has that effect. It's like to go from I'll probably check it out to
I'll probably
I'm
check out.
watching.
Definitely
It's
gonna
like
watch it.
so it's a lot of that but it's
People was like, count your days, TMZ. They was pissed.
people are
My
really
child
questioning.
was so
People
pissed.
are really quick because TMZ has been like the definitive source for like
They
entertainment.
are. They usually
They
are on
they
point
usually
with
get it
their.
right. Is like that's where I get a lot of my entertainment news. I admit that is like
Mhm.
I'll go to TMZ and then my news I like the Associated Press. It's like so those are my
Mhm.
sources. Like like I go as other sources, but that's why I like getting my news. Like
Anything with basketball, I go to Woj.
that's thank you. My sports source is the Bleacher Report. That's
Yeah, I go to Woj. If Woj didn't say it didn't happen, that's who I trust.
the Woj, like they post a lot of his stuff on Bleacher Report, so it's
Yeah.
like
I'm like, oh, if Woj says it, I know it's true. If Woj didn't say it, I'm not listening to
so yeah,
anybody
like
but
so
Woj.
the Associated Press, I like TMZ for my entertainment
Yeah.
and the Bleacher
Bleacher
Report
Report for
for
sports,
my
yeah.
sports news.
Hmm.
That's my primary sources for like where I get my stuff.
Anything else, it's like,
Yeah,
mm.
yeah. Some of these other sources like I don't know about that
But
dog.
probably is pretty good. NPR is pretty good.
NPR, yeah.
They're pretty good. They're pretty
Um,
reliable.
for entertainment, the Hollywood Reporter, they're good. It's
Yeah,
like,
they're reliable. They are.
well, TMZ is usually my go-to. It's like, but
TMZ be the ones that, okay, they just went to the courthouse. Wait a minute, what are they doing? We found a marriage license for so and so.
oh
That's TMZ. They usually be on it like that.
yeah,
Where they hang out at the courthouses, they hang out, they know the stuff before it really, because some stuff I'm like, how did they get this? Like, it's like, this didn't even, like, how did you even get this report? But even
but
Steph Curry misses three sometimes. So that's how you have to look at that. He misses sometimes. So that was a miss on their
one
part.
of one of my favorite episodes ever of the classic Family Matters. Let's talk about TMZ. You were wrong. We'll go there.
And they typically do print a retraction if they are
And they
wrong.
did on that because at first that's why I
Yeah.
screenshotted it when I saw she wasn't there. I said because like in case they try to bury this
They try to
article,
scrub it in
the
after the
article's
beginning.
still up there. They did put a retraction. It's like it's oh my our bad. We got it wrong. It's like that our bad. It's like
I know they did that. Like they had reported that Tommy Ford had passed away, but he hadn't passed away yet. Like his
yeah.
wife was like he's very ill and he's
Yeah,
it's
stop killing people off before they
it's
dead.
not looking good, but he's still
Like that
alive.
happened not with TMZ, but with in Chicago was big with Johnny P. Like when he was like
Oh yeah, I
his
remember
health
that.
had failed. They kept trying to, and people had to like, because with Chicago, I know a lot of people that know him personally.
I know him
It's like, yeah,
personally.
like
Yeah.
he's not dead. I just went and visited him in the hospital. Like he's not dead.
But
Stop
yeah,
posting.
he's very
Yeah,
ill, but he's
yeah,
not deceased. Like some
yeah.
people are deceased and
People
they're
had to
not.
actually post that on their timeline. Like Johnny P ain't dead. Stop posting it. I just saw him. But people will try to kill you off. It's like, yeah. Except James Ingram, they kept trying to bring him back to life. It's like, or kept killing him. It's like, yeah.
James Ingram died about 20 times.
Yeah.
And people still posted that
Every
article. Like,
time
okay,
it's like so
it was like
sad. It's like, yeah, that's like
2018 when he
6 years
died, right?
ago. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think he died. I want to say he died about
Something
2018.
like
I
that.
want to
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
it was a while back because I remember people were posting that article in 2021. I'm like, this is old as shit. Like James Ingram's been dead.
I just
Like,
saw one of those like yesterday, like that. Somebody posted. It wasn't James Ingram, but it's funny, but not funny. I have a dark sense of humor, so it's funny to me. Like, because somebody posted like the Saved by the Bell cast then and now, and they had I probably was a picture from a few years ago because Dustin Diamond they had. People are
oh,
like, and they
come
put like
on.
2024 on the bottom. People are like, yeah, he sure looks good in 2024, considering he died in 2021 or something.
I know that's awful.
It's
That
like, it's like just put like don't put now, put like then, and put like they 25 years later or 20 years like put like that. Don't put like then and now because like he ain't here now. Like
Or if you do those, like I said, I've seen it where they have that where they show people, like if most of the cast is alive, and then for the people who have died in between, it'd have them at the age where they died. So and so died 2008. So and so died
don't
2012.
post like
Yeah,
don't post like them in 92 and them in 2024 because
yeah.
like
It's like
just no
no, if they died in 2018, don't do that
yeah
because that's incredibly cruel to do that. It's
yeah.
it's like very cruel.
But it had
It,
Dustin Diamond like how many years ago did he die? It's like why you put him for in 2024? At least put like you said like like R.I.P. in 2021 or
yeah,
something like
died in like Dustin
that.
Diamond died 2021. You could
Yeah,
put it
put
like
that on
that.
there. And then
Yeah.
have the rest of the cast, like when you talk about here's how they look now in 2024. It's like, yeah.
People are well. I think that not being fair, I think that that's the kink that needs to be worked out in AI. I think that a lot of stuff is AI generating these stories, and
Yeah, yeah.
and that's why I always say artificial intelligence is never going to replace human
Well, I
intelligence.
don't get nervous about that. Even like now with the stuff as good as it is like
It's never going to replace it.
yes, yeah,
It's never. It can do things to help and drastically save you time. Like things that may have taken you 4 hours to do, you can do in an hour. It can
yeah.
do stuff like that to help you speed up your process. But just a 100% takeover, you can't beat a human emotion. Humans know how to read stuff. They
I'm
can
a
read the room.
I'm a DJ, been DJing like over 25 years at this point. It's like
Mhm.
and they have the technology now where like the software can mix the
It's the
music.
way it blends it. It blends
Yeah,
the
it can
music.
blend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it can actually create like a seamless mix for like nonstop where the music keeps rolling. It's
Hmm.
like, well, we've always had playlists for like a while, but now you can do a playlist and it like mixes the playlist too.
Hmm.
And like that'll never replace like a real. I see DJs getting mad at that they trying to replace like I say it's like it's a place in the world for that. So
Hmm.
first of all, like that it'll never be able to read crowds. It's like so it'll never
There you
replace a
go.
real DJ. So real DJ could like okay like this ain't working. You switch it up. It's like yeah.
Hmm.
Like it don't have those capabilities. Like okay, the people aren't feeling this music I'm playing. Like it can't
Hmm.
read crowds like how an actual person. And like I said, it works for like the two biggest purposes to me for that kind of software is like if you're doing like a wedding or something like
Like
during like the
reception during the dinner hour or whatever,
dinner hour,
cocktail
yeah,
hour.
like
Yeah,
you could
cocktail hour.
you're
Yeah.
not gonna be going high. You can put on instead of just putting a playlist on, you can put that on so it still mixes the music, yeah.
Hmm.
And another purpose to me is like if it's a dive bar, a small bar that doesn't have a budget for a DJ, is like instead
Yeah.
of just having a jukebox playing, they could put that on so they still
Hmm.
have music that's properly mixed. It's like so
Right.
like it works. Those are the two purposes I see it in. Is
Hmm.
like a DJ that is not trying to go hard during a dinner hour or cocktail hour or whatever. It's like yeah,
Hmm.
and then a small dive bar that can't afford to hire a DJ instead of just playing
Yeah, like
like
I say, it serves a purpose to help.
yeah.
It's like a helping hand because a lot of those videos I can tell I put together with like AI when I'm looking because it'd be like a lot of misfacts in it. They speak about people who they say were in a relationship, and I'm like, but they've been with their spouse for 30 years. They never dated this person like that. You're saying that they dated,
Especially
like
to me, that gets me as the mispronunciations. Like it'd be an obvious mispronunciations, not like even big words. It's like, yeah. It's like it'd be like small. I'll say, okay, this is an AI voice, obviously. Like yeah, it'd
yeah,
be like
like the Keisha
mispronunciation.
Knight Pulliam. I think I heard them mispronounce her name, Keisha Knight Pulliam.
Tonight Palladium. It'd be like that. It's
Yeah,
like
Pulliam. Yeah, like
something
Kesha
like
Knight
that.
or Kesha Knight Pullium, like
It's
that. It's like Keisha Knight
the Cosby
Pulliam.
Show. Yeah, it's like yeah. It's like yeah.
Like,
It's like that's when you know. Say, okay, this is not a real person talking.
and
This is
we've
an
been
AI
watching
voice.
Ruby Hustle for 40 years.
Yeah,
We've been
everybody.
watching
Yeah,
it
if you
for
watch
40
the
years.
Cosby Show, you know Keisha Knight Pulliam. You know the proper pronunciation of her name.
Exactly.
So, but like AI, like it can't like Kisha Knight
Well, the
Pulliam.
lesson here is don't get intimidated. Learn the software, learn how to use it. So then that way you don't fear that it's going to take your job because they need someone to process. They need
Never
somebody
intimidated by
to run
software.
these machines.
Like I
Someone
said,
has
I
to
saw
run
the
the machine
transition in radio from analog to digital. I was part of that, yeah, because I started radio like late '90s around the millennium, yeah.
with carts.
Yeah, so I saw from cards and reel to reel to where's this a complete database. Yeah.
Mhm.
I saw like the transition when they were playing CDs on the air still. It's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just everything is a screen now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All the music, commercials, everything you hear comes from a screen. Now, I was part of that transition. It's like, yeah. I saw it when it transferred from cards
Technology
to
doesn't stop for
CDs
no
to
one.
yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah. And if you're intimidated by the technology, you probably gonna get left behind. It's like it's dope to like spin with vinyl to like it's a good skill. I have learned that shit, but yeah, just know that you don't have to like carry crates of records in 2024. So yeah, just know that shit. It's like
Carrying records,
yeah.
that ain't it.
I say if you're able to like learn that way, I would encourage any new DJ, yes, start with vinyl. It's like that's the
Mm-hmm.
best. If you get good at vinyl, of course you'll be really good at Serato. Like, yeah, if you
Right.
get like like if you learn to like do proper blends and like and scratching on that, then you'll kill that other shit. It's like yeah, so
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah,
if
definitely.
you're able, like, but it's not the most cost effective way to learn how to DJ. So you got to
Mm-hmm.
buy records, you got to buy turntables, you got to buy. It's like yeah, it's like where it's just even a laptop and a controller and plugging in. It's like it's the buried insert is way cheaper. It's like
Mm-hmm.
but if you're able to learn on vinyl, I say learn it. I learned on vinyl. That's how I learned this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I went on a whole rant like. Shout out Ferris. It should have been at the DNC. They had Little John there repping his vinyl. Like DJ Ferris should have been
Yeah,
there
I
in
was like,
Chicago.
man, he snapped. Lil John did snap. Cause I was like, turn down for what?
They won't have a Chicago DJ representing, like, and if it wasn't gonna be me, it should have had DJ Ferris. It should have been on. But a lot of speakers at the DNC, like, how much of it did you watch? Like, I watched some. I didn't watch a lot, but
I didn't watch a lot. I just saw highlights because, like I said, I was away and yeah, so that's why I was
yeah,
like geared into
I
work.
work a
So
lot, and I don't want to spend my downtime watching that. It's like, yeah. So
yeah,
I
I was
saw
like working. I was
mostly
away from home.
highlights too. It's like, yeah,
So I didn't sleep well. You know, like I said, like that is a true statement. Like you don't miss your home until you can't sleep in your bed because it's
oh
nothing
yeah,
like sleeping in your own bed. It's
facts,
just
yeah.
like not sleeping in my bed for 2 weeks was like, it was just like, I'm
The
ready for
first
my
time you got in the bed probably felt like a cloud and shit. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
I was like,
man on a cloud the first time you got in. Yeah.
oh my God, I walk into my home and smell my little plugins. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is, you know, I have my space to move around instead of just being confined into one room. So, like I said, I saw some highlights. I'm gonna YouTube it and I'm gonna look up Michelle because I do want to see Michelle
A lot
when
of
she's
people like Michelle's speech. That was a lot of people's favorite. Her, they said,
Mhm.
and in fact, there's some people like it's still like the the certain part of the Democratic delegation is like hey, she should have been a nominee. So a lot of them
I
that are saying,
I just kept on seeing the post after Michelle's speech. All my Whitney Youngites, they kept on saying, "Yep, you should have been a dolphin." That's what all of them just kept on saying after Michelle's speech. All my Whitney young people. So they were resting on that.
shout out Broncos. Unfortunately, we know who the most famous Bronco of all time. He who shall not be named.
Yeah. So and then I'm gonna I'll YouTube Kamala's speech. I'll YouTube it to see
Closing
her.
out, obviously, but
Because mom was like, I wish I would have and our mom is so sweet about that. She was like, I wish I would have I wish I would have recorded because don't you have that way you can record it? I said, Mom, you can look it
Mom,
up
you have
on
a phone, you can look it up.
I
Yeah,
said, you can look it up on YouTube. What's YouTube? And I'm like, I was
you'll
like, okay, now I
don't
gotta
like
explain what
Marty
YouTube
McFly.
is.
You'll find out. It's like yeah,
He was like, what's YouTube?
it's a rerun. You'll find out.
I
Yeah.
said it's on the I say it's on the internet and you post it. I said it has videos. You could just find any type of
You
video.
can
You can
find almost any video you
almost
want.
any
Like
type of video.
not every, but a lot. Let's say 70 to 75% of stuff
Yeah,
you
you can
can find on
find
YouTube
videos of
that
it.
you want to see. Yeah, so a lot of stuff. Hell, I even got some of my old. You can find Oz Radio like from like the early 2000s from like KKC shows. Like even some of my old
Right.
shit is on. Yeah, my very first show I ever did is on YouTube. I don't have it. I have it posted, but I don't have it in the like the highlight. Y'all got to dig for it a little bit, but it's there though. Oz's very first show. So yeah.
But in my downtime, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna view all my stuff I want to see.
Yeah, I watched some of the highlights. Yeah, Michelle, and she introduced Barack, obviously. Yeah. And he said, "How can I follow that?" It's like, yeah, no Barack. Like he's like made his.
One thing Barack going to do is he going to acknowledge his wife that you could tell he's a guy who's like, yeah, like people talk about me, but my wife is actually smarter than me. You could tell he's that guy. Like, yeah, like he's always going to praise his wife every
He
second he
did
gets.
joke about that. He said, "I'm the only one dumb enough to go speak after Michelle Obama." Like, how can I? Because her speech, like she like nailed it. It's like he's like, yeah, how can I follow that? It's like
Michelle well educated too, so it's like, yeah, like she's Princeton educated. She's well
well,
educated too. So
it's been some conspiracy theories, like should I break out the tinfoil hat? I was like, it's been some conspiracy theories regarding like Michelle and like this whole convention and all of that. The Obamas in general. Like, been some conspiracy theories. Let's talk about them. Yeah.
interesting. Where the theory? Like I said, I've been out the loop. I
Um,
said because I was away, so I've been
let's
out the
go
loop.
back. Yeah, well, I don't know if y'all can see my ear and shit. Like, no, I didn't get shot at like Trump and shit. Like, it's not a cauliflower ear. I wasn't in the octagon. It's like I was like shaving my head and then made a made a misstep. That's what it is. So I don't know if that's even showing up on camera. Yeah. Like, no, I'm not getting my Trump on the other band-aid there. But let's go back to that. It's like the assassination attempt on Trump
Mhm.
is like tonight, which I said on this podcast, that's the moment I said Trump might have just won this election. The Democrats do that too. They knew Biden was finished. Like there's really no coming back from that. It's like Trump's like his popularity surged after that.
It
He shot
did.
way ahead of Biden in the polls. It's like so it's like, okay. We got to do something. It's like because this ain't it. It's like Joe Biden ain't it. It's like who also spoke. I think he spoke the first night. Biden who spoke. So so then they said Barack himself, a lot of Democrats is the one by one that started turning on him, like Pelosi and like, hey, like you
Mhm.
need to step down. Like one by one, like, dude, you need to step down. Like one by one. They
Mhm.
say Barack is the one that finally went to like he went to the White House and sat him down. It's okay, you really need to drop out. They say Barack, that's the story that's out there. Barack is the one who actually really convinced him, like, dude,
And if he
you
did,
need to drop
then
out.
and if he did, I'm not upset about that. My thing is they knew this at least a year and a half ago. That's just my thing.
Yeah, you should have let him run a primary and all of that. It's like, yeah,
Mhm.
because it caused a chain reaction of a lot of other things that
Like I
happened.
would say within the last year and a half, like I said, because when he first went into office, it was just kind of like, okay, let's see what he does. And then, like I said, like I said, the last year and a half, you can definitely see that it was a decline. Because even like Joe, when he first went in, he was jogging up them stairs and running. He was all sprightly and but fast forward a year later, when you're at that age, and I'm not even being funny, you can make a quick 180.
Right.
You can be in your upper 70s and be like, yeah, I don't walk with a cane, I don't walk with a walker, I go and I do this, and then somebody see you
Right
two
at the
years
age, the critical age, probably, I think when you get past 80, at any time, you can decline.
it
Probably,
can
I would
make an
say
about face
at any time. It's like when
at
you get
any
past.
time. Because you'll see people who was like, yeah, like they were good, and then you see them 2, 3 years later, now they're on a walker. You're like, oh, like,
Yeah.
and it just rapidly happened. Like it was like, no, like, yeah, do you have like, no, I don't have any, like I didn't develop a condition. It just happened overnight.
Let's tell a personal story. I don't know if you remember, but like our grandfather, Elder Appleton, he was like that. Like
Hmm.
he just was fine. Like he was like 85 and like, yeah. And then his decline was swift. It's like, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like, cause he was like, cause our grandmother was always the one that was more sickly of the two. Like, well, he was
yeah.
like totally fine. And then until he wasn't, yeah.
Hmm.
His decline was like real swift.
Because he didn't walk with a cane, like he was your kid.
Within like 2 months, like it went from that to like he was just gone. It's like, yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, his decline was swift, but like, yeah, it happens that fast. It's like he was just fine. Like, yeah, it was totally like normal, like speaking like how we're speaking now. To like,
Hmm.
well, he just seemed like really, yeah,
Yeah, and then
his
like
decline was
forgetting
swift.
like who you are.
Yeah.
like having like memory
Definitely forgot.
lapses.
He definitely didn't know who I was when I went and visited him near the end. It was like
Mhm.
after mom and like our aunts and uncles had went and said, they said, hey, you really need to go see your grandfather because they could tell by that like something wasn't wrong. So I went and visited him at his home. Yeah. And he didn't really recognize me at first. And I had to tell him who I was. Oh, yeah, I had to tell him who I was.
Mhm.
That's all it was.
I remember we stopped by and we visited him because I was going to school. So we were about to drive down to school for me. And then I went, we went by his house to visit with
Stayed in the
him.
south suburbs at that time. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we visited him and then we hit the road. And then like maybe a week and a half later, he was gone. Like I said, I just started back to school.
I want to say when I saw
Yeah.
him that time, I say it was about 2 weeks before his death. Yeah, when I
Hmm.
mom said when mom and all that said you go see your
Hmm.
grandfather. You really,
Yeah, because I was, and that's why mom took me. I said, because I was on my way, I was about to go back to college. So it's like she was like, "Well, let's go visit grandpa before you go back to college,"
yeah,
because
and you
literally I
tell
was in
his
school for a
condition
week and
had
a half.
declined. Yeah, he went from just like sprightly and
Yeah.
energetic to just like not even won't even leave the bedroom like that. He had just like
Hmm.
just aged like
Rapidly.
20 years like in 2 weeks, something like that. It's
Yeah,
like
it happened real quick.
yeah,
So that can
that
happen. So
happens. Yeah,
that's what I feel was going on. Like looking at Biden, like how his decline happened. I just felt like, okay, you knew this, but you need some honesty. Like this is when I always talk about you need some friends who are going to tell you the truth.
but
And
that's
Barack was that friend who told him the
word
truth.
has it that Barack is the one. Barack is the one who put
If
him
that
on.
is
It's
true.
like Biden was like a non-factor. Then Barack chose him as his vice president. Now all of a sudden he's president. But Biden been running for president for like the last 20,
For
25 years.
years, yeah,
He's
for
been like, but
years.
never gained any traction. It's like, yeah. And Barack is like, hey, this is my vice president, Joe Biden. So then Barack is the one who put him on, basically.
Hmm.
That's the only reason that he even became president now is because if Barack don't do that, Joe Biden never becomes president.
He would just be
Barack
like, he
would
would just been like the
another long
perennial,
time, yeah,
yeah, the
senator, like yeah,
perennial senator
Look,
or whatever, or yeah,
yeah.
whatever he was. Yeah, he would just been that. Like we know these, and I keep on saying these politics, like they need to
I said term limit, age
term
limit,
limits,
baby. Term
term
limits
limits,
and age limits. Now we
and
see them
age
right.
limits.
Term limits and age limits. My opinion. I
Me
may be
too.
wrong, but I don't think I am. It's like yeah,
Me too.
I mean, but getting back to the conspiracy theory,
What's going
let's
on here?
unpack it a little bit. It's like so what the Obamas wanted to do, they wanted to go to the convention, which is like technically the convention is where you pick your candidate. It's just most of the time with the primaries is already a foregone conclusion.
Yeah,
Like
it's already kind
by
of
the time you get to the
unofficially.
convention, it's usually just
Yeah.
last one standing by then.
Hmm.
Like that's where all the delegates are there. That's where like you pick the so they said like, well, let's let it go to convention and let's let them pick. And word has it is like Michelle was a name that was considered but then like Joe Biden like feeling some type of way about Barack telling him to stand down is like he went and immediately endorsed Kamala like to spite the Obamas. That's the word that's out there.
Hmm.
Because think about because remember the Obamas didn't endorse her right away. It was about a week later
Right.
it was in limbo because then people like, yeah, why haven't the Obamas endorsed her? It's like that was out there. So I'm like, the timeline makes sense. It's like
Hmm.
that they were because like Biden said, okay, yeah, I immediately endorsed my vice president and that's what started the Kamala Harris ball rolling because Biden
Hmm.
immediately said like, yeah, I'm stepping down, but Kamala's my pick to be the next
I think
president.
that's why Trump is so salty because it's like this is what I think about from
Trump had
Trump.
it in the bag, and then like
I
that,
was about to say, from Trump said he's like, oh, after that first debate, he's like, oh,
yeah, that
this is
debate.
the
Yeah,
cakewalk.
I
It's
forgot.
the
Yeah,
cakewalk.
let's go.
The
Let's
cakewalk.
rewind back before the assassination attempt. It was the bad debate combined with the assassination attempt put Trump way out ahead.
Yeah.
He was way
So
out
when
ahead.
he's looking like, okay, so when I do my next debate, like I don't even need to like take notes. Like I don't even need to like prepare or whatever. And then you put this person, you put Kamala, who was a prosecutor. So it's like I always say, lawyers know how to talk. Lawyers know how to, they know how to tap into enough to do the emotional stuff, but to still spit facts and to get like their, like lawyers are trained to do that type of thing where they can just, I'll give a sprinkle of emotion, but then here are the facts, and then here's this, and then here's my reasonable doubt, and then here's this to make you think about what I just said. And you're like, oh shit. Lawyers know how to do stuff like that. They know the Jedi mind tricks to do to you.
Yeah.
Like I said, we know some lawyers. They got it. They got the Jedi mind trick. They just how to do that. So he looking like, I don't want to debate her. I want the easy one. I want him. I don't want her. That's what he looking like. So
yeah,
I feel like personally, Trump felt like they did a bait and switch at him. That's why he's so mad.
he definitely yeah.
Because he's like, what the
It was
fuck?
definitely
Like,
a bait and switch.
he's like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't sign for this. I want the easy guy. I want the cakewalk. He like, I want the cakewalk.
Charlemagne mentioned on the Breakfast Club, like he mentioned about with Trump too, how Trump doesn't really want to be president anymore. He's just running to stay out of jail and shit. It's like that. Like I can see that too. Like Trump is probably over it. It's like I think after the assassination attempt, he's like he hasn't been the same. Like he's a changed man. Like remember, like he was more like brash and like he's not as brash now. I think like I don't think he might not he might just be going through the motions to stay out of jail at this point. Now it's like I think so. I'm like that's a good theory. Like maybe
Trump, Monopoly get out of jail free card.
he probably when Biden dropped, he probably wanted to drop too, but yeah, he's just like he's not because like to stay out of jail. That's why he's staying in the race and shit. That's the best word that's out there that he's only staying in for those purposes.
And then the fact that they had like the telling thing that was at the DNC was when they had like several Republicans come up and speak, and I'm like, oh.
I saw Adam Kensington from Illinois. Yeah, he's from out in the Rockford area. He's
okay.
Like a representative from that area. That's why I know his name.
Mm-hmm.
And Republican, I saw Adam Kinzinger is there. Okay, yeah, like oh, that's interesting.
Pretty much when we were in Springfield, it was not a lot going on because I'm like they were probably all at the DNC.
Yeah,
because we actually got to go and like go into the Capitol building. We got to like go and do some touring, and nobody was in there. Like
because JB,
like, everybody is
because right JB now. He was opening night like Pritzker. He was he opened up. Yeah,
because nobody was
him and Mayor Brandon. They both they had the mayor and the governor like the first night. They both opened up. Yeah, the convention. Yeah,
they were yeah. But yeah, that was like the fact that they were speaking up against, and then the thing that made me go like blast from the past, like. What's she doing there? Did you see the picture of Omarosa at the DNC?
I did see Omarosa was at the convention.
Because I was like, they was like, guess who this is? And I was like, is that Omarosa? Like,
I did see Omarosa there.
Like, and she has like the connection because she was on The Apprentice with Trump, and so she has like that whole connection there, and it's like, But yeah, he may not. Like I said, but now at this point, Trump is a person who's not going to, like, once he has to stand 10 toes down. So now at this point, it's like, okay, he probably does want to about face this, but.
They said after the assassination attempt, he might not, he might just be over the shit, but he kind of has to stay in. Like that's what works.
And then you have to look at his age too. Like people laughed at Biden for being so old. Like Trump is going. Like I said, if he does win the presidency,
he will be the oldest president. He will be the oldest.
He's what 78?
Right now, Biden is currently he would be the oldest president if he were to win.
Is Trump 78? I think
78. Yeah,
I think he is.
Yeah, but he probably got some months on. I don't know how well was Biden 78 when he ran. He might have some months on Biden, like from like when Biden's first term. But I think Trump would be the oldest president in history if he were to win this. He would definitely be the oldest.
Well, people try to talk about Joe being old. It's like, oh, Trump, like we said that thing when we just said earlier. When you reach 80, you can about face it at any time. When you
would turn 80 during his second term, he would turn about.
Like I said, if he were to win.
Yeah. So that's that. Yeah. But I gotta look back at Michelle's speech. They said she never mentions Biden in her speech, so it's like people like reading between the lines. It's like Barack, of course, mentioned him because I was his vice president. They said that she never mentions him. I'm like, so is it the conspiracy theory is interesting. Another layer to that too, because we didn't have a primary because they basically were like they were gonna force Joe Biden on a second term on us for some reason. For reasons they no longer remember. It's like they were gonna do that. But another reason is RFK. It's like we know the Kennedys, lifelong Democrats. It's like, but as you saw like the other day, RFK, he recently endorsed Trump. Like, why is that? Because he's feeling some type of way about
Hmm.
about the DNC like forcing him to the sideline because he stayed in a race like as an independent because they wouldn't let him run
Right.
as a Democrat yet because like no Biden like is our guy. It's like they didn't even run a primary.
But that was my thing that's just so shifty, how they just been like it's one thing if they let all the other candidates run, and if
Run a
Biden
primary.
did,
If
Biden's
Biden
team
wins, he
win
wins. It's
against
like
them.
yeah, like just let these other like an RFK or Cornel West or whoever run against
Let the
him.
people
Yeah,
choose.
if Biden wins, he wins. It's like yeah, like
Right. It's like the person who is like you're like actually putting stuff around, okay, nobody can shoot the ball but this person. Like, if you're playing basketball, it's like, okay, you can't foul them, you can't do this, you have to let them score. What?
yeah,
Like, no, like we're gonna play an actual game of basketball.
yeah.
If they win, they win.
Because like the Republicans, that's what they did. Is like they ran like a million different candidates against
They
Trump,
ron
but
an
he beat
actual
all of them. Yeah,
they
Nikki
they actually
Haley and
ran.
he beat Vivek Ramaswamy and he beat Ron DeSantis. It was like they had like yeah
You
a
can
bunch of
tell.
yeah he beat all of them.
And you could tell it's a separation because it's the traditional Republicans and then it's the MAGA Republicans. They're not one and the same. The traditional Republicans, they were trying to get Trump out of there. So they're like, let's run this actual campaign and let's get him the hell out of there. But then MAGA like, nope, nope, nope. And then
I think that
they're like,
the guy they wanted DeSantis is the guy they wanted, but
they wanted DeSantis, I
that's the
think,
guy
yeah.
they wanted. Yeah, but
But
Trump beat him though. Yeah, it's like
with
that's the
his
guy
widow,
they
didn't
wanted.
he have a widow's peak? The candidates, I
Yeah,
think he had a widow's
I
peak,
think
yeah.
that's who like the Republicans
They
wanted.
wanted him looking like the grandpa monster. They wanted him. But, you know, Trump beat him, so they got to roll with him. It's
Yeah,
like
let the voters speak. It's like yeah,
let the voters
should have ran a
decide.
primary, in my opinion.
They
And
should
like
have.
won, he won. It's like yeah, like let him yeah, but they probably thought he wouldn't win, so that's why they didn't. And then until they saw, like I said, the debate combined with the assassination attempt is like okay, now we got to get rid of him. It's like there's no way he can beat Trump. It's like we got to get rid of this dude.
Yeah. Because you said I still haven't watched that debate because I just didn't want to lose brain cells
I
watching
saw
it.
highlights. I watched the whole thing, but it was times where he was just rambling, and Trump
You said
literally
you said
said,
Trevor, like, what's he
Trump literally
talking
said like I
about?
don't even know what he just said. Like Trump literally said that during one of the questions, and Biden answered because I don't know what he said either. I'm like they were like yeah I don't know what he just said like like
And then they talked about golf. I was like, did that actually happen? I was like, they talked
yeah
about golf. I was
golf
confused. Like,
conversation
what?
is like yeah
Golf?
Trump said his golf swing was better than Biden's. It's like what the fuck am I watching?
If I went to watch ESPN, I would just
The fuck am I watching?
like golf is not a thing that you just sit and watch on TV. Well, I just wouldn't sit and watch golf on
I
TV.
watch golf on
I
TV,
wouldn't.
but I play golf, so that's why I watched
But
to
I
try
mean,
to get. I watched to try to get to okay, yeah, like to
to
check
get
swings.
pointers, like, that
Okay,
makes
yeah,
sense.
okay,
But I
yeah.
would go and play golf. Like I said, Marcus plays golf now, so I would go and play golf. I would go out because of the air and
I
the
watched the
fresh air.
golf channel. Yeah, it really is a golf channel. I didn't know that shit. It's a whole channel. How do you get 24 hours of golf? Which is wild to me. It's like, but it really is. It's owned by
For bird
NBC, the golf channel.
for par.
Remember Golden? Remember the video game Golden?
That's how I learned about what par and birdie meant from Golden Tee.
Yeah. I learned a little bit about golf and Golden Tee, and now I know more because I play it.
So my knowledge of golf is like
It's the Golden Tee.
third grade level, maybe. I have a third grade level knowledge of golf. I know enough to be like,
Birdie
okay.
is like you one stroke ahead. Par
Mhm.
is like on par is where that phrase comes from, and
Mhm.
bogey is like you're one stroke behind. It's like that's what eagle is two strokes ahead. It's like so I don't know those.
Yeah, you lost me. I know birdie and par.
Eagle is basically like
Like,
big birdie. It's like yeah,
I
it's
know birdie and par.
like double birdie. That's what eagle is basically.
Makes sense now. Okay, now that you say it like that, that makes sense. Okay. You put in a term that I can
Birdie, and then
understand.
there's eagle. It's like the better
Okay.
version of birdie, basically.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I used to watch on the news, like shout out Mark Giangreco and like Tim Weigel and those guys back, and I would see them when they still golf and they'd be talking about birdie. I didn't know what birdie was. I used to watch. Jack Nicklaus, one with birdie. It's like, yeah, you'd watch. And I didn't know what that was.
But they were really out there doing that. So, I mean, now that the DNC has happened and now that Kamala has officially
Nominee, the Harris Waltz is the ticket now.
I like Waltz. He seemed like he got some it seemed like he got some spice to him.
He's like the coach guy. That's what he's
Yeah, it seemed like he got some
America's coach is what they call him.
It seemed like he'll like I like the fact that, I know like years ago Michelle said when they go low, we go high. It's like I ain't going high no more. You can't go high all the time. You can't take the high road. As a person who has dealt with bullies in your life, you can't take the high road. The best way to deal with a bully is to get a bully head on and just put them in their place. You got to. Or you're gonna keep on getting bullied.
Yeah. Somebody I forgot to mention who spoke at the DNC. Did you see D.L. Hughley's speech?
I did not see his speech, but I heard he was there. I did hear he was there, but I did not see his speech.
It's like we're gonna tie all of this in with Umar Johnson somehow.
Oh Lord, okay. Okay.
all of this because like it has been like I can admit, like, yeah, I'm not part of that, even though I'm in the radio. I'm black and I work in radio, but I'm not part of what they're doing. Is like, yeah. But the word has it is that the DNC is paying off like these black radio influencers. You had Ricky Smiley on the radio crying about, Kamala Harris. You had D.L. Hughley, he went on a rant on his show. Yeah. Steve Harvey, like, yeah, he basically saying that I'm not gonna ask no tough questions. It's like he went on his because he had Kamala in like a town hall, a panel or whatever.
Tough questions. I'm asking everybody a tough question.
Exactly. I think especially these candidates, man, I want to know can you do the job? Yeah. You need to hit them with tough questions. Yeah.
As a taxpayer who has young children, I have concerns.
Yeah.
Because I have two young children. So that's like my concern. I'm trying to create a legacy for my kids.
So
so
basically Umar Johnson, he called them out saying that that these guys are being paid to like shill for the Democrats because like what Umar Johnson said is like they reached out to him and offered him $10,000 to endorse the Harris ticket. This is what he says is like, yeah, so he says he turned it down. It's like
he also said his school is opening, so we'll see about that.
It's open this fall, like we got another week or two. I'm just saying.
The CPS start Monday. CPS start on the 26th.
I give him to the old CPS date.
I give it to
the Wednesday after Labor Day. I'm gonna give
Wednesday.
Umar
Remember, it
Johnson
used to be the Wednesday, then it was a Tuesday because it used to be the Wednesday.
I'm giving Umar Johnson the Wednesday after Labor Day.
The Wednesday after Labor Day because that's what it was back in the day in CPS.
I'm giving him that till then.
So he also said that. So that's why I'm like,
he did say that. And so Steve Harvey went on a whole rant about first of all, you can't pay Steve Harvey $10,000 to do nothing. He went on this whole rant about
that might be just Steve Harvey is worth a lot of money.
Yeah, he is.
Yes.
You can't pay me. But then he started saying the quiet parts out loud, saying that because all of them are Qs, which I didn't know. I knew Ricky Smiley was one.
Ricky, I know.
I kind of knew Steve. I didn't know D.L. Hughley was a Q.
I didn't know D.L. Hughley. That's the one that I didn't know because I know Ricky wears his stuff. And then I've heard
you always see Ricky doing UCM all the time.
And I've seen him stroll at a comedy show. I've seen him do when they play Atomic Dog. I've seen him stroll. I've seen him do that in church.
Ricky rode on the Bud Billiken float with us a couple of along.
I met him at Bud Billiken. Yeah,
all of the Greeks out like doing and he kept every time he do that.
He's always throwing it up. Yeah. And then Steve, like on the Steve Harvey show. You could see Steve's shield, his Omega shield in the background on the Steve Harvey show. So he put elements
on the set of the show.
On the set, yeah. So I mean, it was always there. But D.L. Hughley, I didn't know that.
D.L. Hughley is probably honorary, is what I'm thinking.
He might be an honorary because there's a lot of people that are honorary.
Probably honorary. I never heard that until Steve said it on his show.
But he didn't go to college, did he? I don't think he
went to college. That's what I'm saying. Like,
you talking about his show. It's a GED. GET, something about GED is his radio show.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
so I don't think he went to
probably
college. I don't think he did. So he's probably an honorary Q,
what they
probably.
call it, like on paper is what they call
Paper, yeah.
the paper Q. What they call
Paper,
it.
yeah, he called it
Yeah.
paper. Yeah.
Because like for two, because it's on paper and then you paid to get in. So like you gave paper. It's on
Hmm.
paper. You're a Q, and you gave paper to be a Q. That's
Hmm.
why they
Like I
say the
said, we
paper.
know a little bit about, I said because like you affiliated with something else, but like I was
We both have
in
affiliations to
I was
organize.
in an auxiliary Greek organization. I'll just say that. I'm not Greek, but I was in an aux
Now I'm
organization
not
for
Greek as
Greek.
well, but
Yeah.
I'm under that. I'm under that umbrella.
So I was under the Greeks. Like I saw like what they did. I was in an affiliate of a Greek,
Yeah,
but not Greek. So yeah. So that's why we know about what we speak. We can speak about it. But
yeah.
yeah, I didn't know that that was a surprise one. I didn't know. So now that there are
So he
Qs
was
and
there. DL Hughley,
okay,
he did talk about because in 2020 he wasn't with Kamala. Yeah, he was
he
talking
wasn't.
about
Yeah.
because people forget that too. Kamala ran for president in 2020 and didn't get much traction. People wasn't rocking with her, and then Biden chose her as his vice president. Yeah,
Mhm.
but she ran during she dropped out pretty early in the primaries.
And then they strode to the polls.
But
AK.
I just had to laugh at this. It's like, yeah, which Umar Johnson might have a point about these cats getting paid because Steve Harvey endorsing Kamala Harris. Now never forget is all I gotta remember this in 2016. Y'all remember this? Oh,
And then his
did I imagine this? It's like, yeah.
and then that was what his wife told him. His wife was like, my wife, he said, my wife told me not to do that meeting. You should have listened to your wife, bruh. If your wife tells you not to do something,
or
you should have listened to your wife.
or the real reason is like Trump was paying in 2016.
I
The
mean,
DNC is paying in 2024. That's my
I
theory.
mean,
That's my theory. I don't have any proof of that, but that's my theory. He got a check in 16. He got a check in
when
2024.
you start
My
pulling
theory.
back, when you start pulling back the layers about all this shit, you'll see how many people are actually in bed together.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say too much, but
Yeah.
a lot of people are in bed together when you
A
start.
lot of people forgot about that. Yeah. It's like, yeah. He heavily endorsed Trump in 2016.
I
Heavily
mean,
endorsed him.
I mean,
He's up there and he was up there in Kanye territory. That's all. He was heavily endorsing Trump back then. So yeah.
I miss Kanye, but college dropout. I miss that Kanye, but it's never gonna happen again. I'll just listen to college dropout.
It's a very
Remember about
interesting interview
Kanye.
out there. I don't know if I mentioned it. I probably didn't. But Kanye had to sit down with Candace Owens. It was like anytime Kanye talks is always fascinating to me. Like Kanye might be the most fascinating guy of our generation. It's like
And here's the thing about all these people that you mentioned. Like we always say the phrase, a broken clock is right twice a day.
yeah.
Like a lot of stuff that Umar says is wild as fuck, but
That's what I was saying. Like,
when
I
he's
usually,
on,
I
he's
usually
on.
don't rock with Umar, but them Negroes probably were paid.
At the end of the
They
day,
weren't
it's like
paid.
when
Well, here's the thing: Steve Harvey said he wouldn't take 10,000. He didn't really say he wouldn't be paid. If they gave him 1 million or 10 million, he probably did it. It's like,
I ain't taking 10,000. I'm taking 500,000.
add a couple of zeros to that
Add
10,000.
some zeros. My fee is a little bit higher. My fee a little higher.
But like I said, I read between what you're saying. I read between what you're saying. It's like
You
read
can't read.
between the lines. Like, yeah, I
You
read
can
between.
read between the lines on things.
Like,
You
yeah,
can.
Steve Harvey said, yeah, you can't pay Steve Harvey $10,000. He didn't say you can't pay Steve Harvey. He said specifically something about the ten thousand
So
dollars.
technically, so if something were to come out, it's like I didn't lie.
So then if
Technically,
it
you
does
didn't.
come up, somebody produces the receipts that they gave him 1 million. He's like, well, I said 10,000. I never said I wouldn't chill. So, but yeah,
Yes,
so
yes.
I see that, yeah, because then that picture started circulating after the Umar Johnson video. I'm like, that's right, because I forgot about that. Like Steve Harvey was heavily in bed with Trump, that was a huge thing. It's like because a lot of people turned on Steve Harvey
Yeah, a
during
lot
that
of people
after that. Yeah,
like he was semi-canceled. Where he was semi-canceled.
yeah, yeah. I want, but what's the name? What didn't happen also at the DNC? What I predicted, I was wrong, and not about Beyonce. Yeah, I was I said Kendrick Lamar, and they not like us. Like I wanted that to happen. It's like he come perform at come on stage, see walking. That should have happened. That would have been amazing. So
I
that
want
didn't
to
happen.
stop posting like random videos of Kamala at like obviously like at like family reunions or like cookouts or whatever, and saying that she's trying. It's like those videos are stupid because it's like when you catch anybody dancing at the cookout, we going to do the electric slide, we going to do the wobble. Like stop posting videos of her doing that saying she's trying to be black. Because like you can clearly see it's a setting like that. You can clearly see it's a party setting, and she's just dancing at a party. You can
So
clearly see
her
it is.
why
Stop posting those.
just stop making this about her and race
About
her.
her ethnicity. Stop. Yeah, let's stop about talking about that.
It's
Let's
like
stop.
she may or may not be black. Who gives a fuck? Like it's like just like what's her policy? That's what I want to know. It's like yeah,
And
that's
it's
what
a
I want to know.
difference.
Her
Like, here's the
policy.
thing. Like I said, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, she's black, but she's not African American. It's a difference.
Yeah,
You can be
or as
you can
Tariq
be black
Nasheed
without being African
or as
American.
Tariq Nasheed says, like foundational Black Americans. Like that's the
Yeah.
phrase that yeah, it's like was like she's not foundational. Like she's
Like
like
our
Black.
people, our ancestors were slaves, and we
Yeah,
know
we're
our ancestors
foundational.
were
We
slaves.
traced
Yeah. We know
we
our ancestors were
got our
slaves.
Alex Haley on. I know I found we found the plantation where our slave
Yeah, we
ancestors
found the
came from.
plantation that
We know that,
that
yeah.
our ancestors were on. We found that. So I know for a fact that I came from
So
slaves. I
yeah, I
know that
know
for a
that.
fact.
I know I'm foundational 100%.
So I can
We traced
confidently
our
say,
lineage. So if reparations ever come out, we qualify. We traced it. We did that work already.
I
We
can
traced our
confidently
lineage.
say I'm African American. I can confidently say that about myself. I know where my roots are.
Yeah.
But if you're black, like I said, if you're Caribbean black, then it's like, yeah, you're not African American, but you're still black. You
Yeah.
are. You're still black. It's just your experience is different than someone who
Yeah,
was in
but
America.
I don't want to go into that because
Yeah.
it becomes way too people realize
Yeah.
people getting their feelings is like when you
So
question like what but yeah, it
like it's like
whatever she is, like what's her policies? That's what I
it's
want.
like you can be Afro, you can be an
What's
Afro Latino, you can be Afro and Latino at the same time.
Cardi B? It's like yeah, like
You can be that
what's
Afro
her
Latino
what's
Dominican,
her policies? That's what I want
right?
to know. Yeah.
At the end of the day, yeah, what's the policies? And let's ask her real questions. Don't give her softball questions. Give
Yeah.
her real questions. Have
I
her
want
talk
to
about
know.
actual policy stuff.
That's all I care about now. Like, and we all like say you have your issues you care about. I have mine that I care about.
Yeah.
It's like,
Mine is
yeah,
about my family.
yeah.
Anything about family, like the
Me, mine is
custody,
mostly financial with me. It's like
financial,
how do you put more money in our pockets?
yeah, financial, and then these cuts to schools, because schools, money is getting cut out of schools.
Yeah, that's
Why is
part of
money,
finance. Yeah.
why is money constantly getting cut out of school? Like I said, finances, and then I'll break it
Care
down even
about
further.
inflation. I care about gun rights and like the
Mhm.
border is probably third. Is like that. Yeah, like that needs to be so.
I
So
care about
immigration again. So
inflation,
my maybe yeah, it was like yeah, inflation, guns, immigration. That's probably my three in that order.
education, cost of living, because how do you lock up where it's not like they could just do this? That's part of inflation where your property taxes just go up 25%. How do you
You saw what happened to the brother out in Chicago Heights. It's like, you saw that story.
and being an owner of two properties, it's like, okay, how do you,
Yeah,
how do you combat
we
that? So
saw
it's
the
like,
young man that in the Chicago Heights, like his
yeah,
tax.
I was like,
We
ain't
saw
nothing
that.
in here. Ain't nothing in Chicago Heights, respectfully, and I'm sorry to say like that, respectfully, nothing in Chicago Heights is worth what they were trying to say he had to pay
And
for the property
he
tax.
thought he was trying to do the right thing because like the word has it, he didn't have a mortgage. He bought his house cash. And was like, and then just get a big
Mm.
ass tax bill like that out of nowhere. Like yeah, I think he had been he saved his money for years and bought his house cash. I think that's the story. Or maybe he got an inheritance or like
Yeah,
insurance money.
possibly,
But he
yeah.
bought his house cash out there, yeah. And then he gets this like a couple years later, this giant tax bill and shit like that. Yeah, that was ridiculous. That
I care about that type of stuff. I care
yeah,
about the financial education.
inflation, guns, and immigration. Yeah, that's what my concerns are.
So give us that. Tell us what we can do as American people. What can we do?
So I want to hear your opinions on those three things. That's what I'll care about. Yeah. And also care about wrapping this up. We did a whole episode about the DNC, which is
Hey, I mean, it was necessary.
It's all good. Definitely appreciate you supporting Not Another Damn Podcast. You want to support us further, give us a like. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms, talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, YouTube, and your Amazon Alexa devices. That's my Alexa just went off. Yeah. You can also follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, TikTok, and X, Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well.
And you can check me out, MSIMAH626 on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Also, SER8GULIEY1 on X, SER8GULIEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs.
I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
Talk to you later. I'm gone.